Welcome back. Welcome back to our part two. Sorry about that. I have to get my audio set up correctly. Of our orchestral recording, our orchestral score layout. You should have everything done to this point where you have the score in front of you. I'm going to go up in my finale and make my view be page view style, loose leaf style column, so I can scroll up and down instead of left and right. Makes it a little more convenient. And don't worry about all these pages. It'll come down to where it needs to be size-wise. Again, I'm more concerned with the layout and the way things lay onto the page. I'm going to get my PDF file open again because this is what I'm working from. I'm going to size it down just a hair so you can see it on your screen. Maybe up just a little bit. What the big challenge in this particular piece is all these layers, and there's a couple tools I want to show you about. And so get my screen set up for my working environment here. We're going to start off with, I'm going to enter in this flute part. Eyes use speedy note entry. I'm going to start in measure 3. You know, I could, if I wanted to, instead of working with the whole score, I could come up here to document and say edit part and go to each individual part and put them in one at a time. Remember, this is also the double peace sign. I'm holding up my hand, the peace sign in the left hand. I hold down the option and the command key, and with the right hand I can hit the period or the comma to scroll forward through all the parts. You'll notice I'm hitting the period and the parts are scrolling through. It'll go clear through till I see the full score, and then I'm going to stop on the flute so I don't have all those lines in front of me. Speedy note entry. I click on the first measure, I hit the right arrow to go to the second measure, and I hit the right arrow one more time to go to the third measure. I'm going to show you two ways to do this. The first way is for those first two measures is layer 1 and 2. I hit the notes and I play them. I'm going to turn on, you're going to hear a little echo on my microphone. I apologize for that. So you can hear the music at the same time. Maybe I can do it this way. And I'm going to put in that first measure in layer 1. And then I'm going to move on to measure 4 because they're beamed together. And put the tie while I'm there. Okay, so I've got the notes beamed down here. These were beamed together. I'm going to switch to layer 2 by holding the shift key and hitting the down arrow. Now notice how those notes went gray. I'm going to enter in the exact same thing again. And notice how the notes are beamed up and down because they're in layer 1 and layer 2. That's one way to do that. I'm going to undo this. Right now I'm hitting undo and getting till there's nothing there. Back to where I only have one layer. I'm going to introduce you to another special tool. If your tools are stacked in 3, it's this one with the hammer. And the one with the hammer, you get these special tools, and there's this double stem tool here, which is 4 down, 2 over. And I got to make sure I turn my music back to layer 1. This is a common mistake. Down here in the bottom left-hand corner, it said layer 2, and so nothing would have happened. If I switch it back to layer 1, I'd switch it to layer 2 for my previous entry. Now I have it back in layer 1, special tools selected. I hit my double stem tool. I can now click in a measure. I get all these boxes, and so I can just click in these boxes, and Finale will give me a second stem up. And that was a really quick way of getting unisons to have double stems. It doesn't work when you have notes that are not unison, but when you have unison double stem notes, this is a great way to do it. It's really quick. So coming up in this next entry over here in our PDF file, see you could enter all this in layer 1 and then go with the double stem tool and just double stem this last note in this next measure too. Really slick, quick way of doing that. So double stemming is a nice thing. All right, the other thing that we need to switch, I jumped ahead of myself in this layers, is how to fix this horn in F that we put in here to be a horn in B flat. And so the way that we do that is we go back to our score. So you can just use this double peace sign, hit the comma sign to get back to our full score, or just come up here to document and say edit score. It'll bring you back to the main score. We're going to go to the score manager, which is Command K, but it's also found up here in the window under Score Manager. See the shortcut of there, Command K. This is all the information we put in case we wanted to change anything. We could do that, but we're going to go to the instrument list. And over here, this tells you everything that's going on in your score, which is kind of nice. And we're going to do a few changes in here. First of all, you'll notice this says horn in 1F1, horn in F2. Since we use the same instrument, Finale automatically numerically increases them, and I don't like that. So you can turn that off by this button down here. And so when you turn on F1 and it has the auto number style, turn that off, and notice how my 1 and 2s went away. So anytime you have a common instrument playing, or Finale's drawing upon the same instrument to create multiple parts, it'll number them that way. If we want to change any names, well, we're going to do it in a second. We're going to go to the second horn in F. We're going to click over here under name and highlight it. If you click over here, you get funny windows, and we're not interested in that, so click away, come under the name column, and just so this name is highlighted. Then we come down here to the right corner and it tells us the transposition, and notice it's in a key of F, up a perfect fifth. Well, it's supposed to be a horn in B flat, which is up a major ninth. So we switch that, and now our instrument will have the correct transposition, even though it has the wrong name. And so while we're here, while it's still highlighted, we come down to the full name box down here in the left corner, click on it, and we can change this to read, this is what will appear in the score, B, and then a small b for the B flat. And we also may want to change the abbreviation for it so we can identify it from the other. So we put horn in B flat. And this is what will, or maybe just horn B flat, this is what will appear on every staff after the first staff. So if you want to change a name, this is where you would do it. So let's go, Command K closes this window, and we can look at our score and look what we have, horn in B flat and horn in F. It fixed it perfectly, and notice the keys are different. We're in good shape. So that's how you change the horn in F to be a horn in B flat. I'm just looking to see if there's any other changes. Oh, yeah, I see one that we need to make. Our tenor trombone has the wrong clef. If you'll notice our score over here, it has an alto clef. So we use the clef tool. We click on the tenor trombone line. I double clicked it. Come over here to clef 2, which is the tenor clef or alto clef in this case, since that's what we have over here. We match them up. So our notes, when we put them in, the middle line is C. This is just like reading the alto clef down here in the viola. For the middle C is the middle line because of the clef. It's where those two lines come together. So we've made that change. It looks really good. Looking through our score, we're looking really good. Over here we have the abbreviations, which looks good. So now it's just a matter of putting your notes in, the ones that you have to put in. You may open the other file that we've created. I'm going to find it on my desktop. Actually, it's probably in this, for me, in the jump drive. Apologize for the delay. Mendelssohn assignment. It's the Mendelssohn partial notes. And I'm going to open it up, and you'll see that I have some notes for you. You have to do the flute and the oboe. You have to do the horn in F. And you have to do the timpani, violin 1, and contrabass. I think all the others are there. This trumpet, even though it looks empty, I think it's there also. I'm going to switch its view to the scrolling up and down so it's a little bit easier to maneuver. So I can just look for that trumpet and make sure that's true. I'm going to the trumpet. Yeah, so the trumpet in B flat doesn't come in until measure 15, but the notes are there. So what you can do is you can just at any point, just copy all the notes or line by line. You can just Command A if you haven't entered any notes in. If you've entered your flute part in and ready to copy this, you can start here, click on measure 1, scroll to the very end, shift click the last measure so it highlights everything except for the flute and oboe, assuming maybe you've already done those. Command C will copy those. Then you can go back to your score and you can click on clarinet, go to the end of the score, shift click down here at the bottom of it so they're all highlighted. I'm just going to go back to the upper left hand corner, and then I can go Command V and paste all the notes in so that you have those to work with, so that you don't have to do them all, but that'll give you a head start. Okay, so I'm going to let you do that for a minute. There'll be one more recording that I want you to listen to after you've entered all of your notes in.